And do not misrepresent when I say this country has, you know, independence from another country. Meaning, like, the country of America has its own independence, which means it cannot be controlled by another government or anybody supporting the manipulations or abuses or the defrauding of this country, such as politicians claiming they were conspiring, or the fact of them conspiring with invading countries that would try to invade America to steal the rights and freedoms of Americans. So when somebody say, well, America has independence from Germany, that means Germans are not allowed to control America. And same thing with other countries that try to steal. This country has its political system, which obviously has been misconstrued and misrepresented in many ways, which, of course, the process of law has to investigate the history of the ongoings of political parties and their misconduct and their violations of the Declaration of Independence, their violations of the historic laws of America, their violations of the Constitution of America, and particular economics of the history of people's rights, people that are wealthy, people that are middle class, and some people that are lower income. In reference to the laws of this country, there's a lot of laws. And this country has its independence from government communism. This country has independence from German control. Meaning, like, the Germans are not allowed to try to control America. And these other countries are not allowed to try to control the lives of Americans. Now, of course, there's human rights in America, too. So in reference to the misconduct of political parties or government people trying to steal land, them claim jumping, them exaggerating, or them making up lies as their way of trying to manipulate things, and the history of them making up their criminal accusations of where they tried to accuse landowners, when they tried to, they messed with my mouth, when they tried to mess with, or when they tried to harass, or they tried to abuse people that own land, or people that own a lot of land. These people thought that they would make up some bogus story or some fictitious story as their con artist ways of manipulating and attacking people that own land in America. Those people need to get prosecuted. There are some people that tried to make up a false history of where they misrepresented the good nature or the history of business or the history of people that bought land hundreds of years ago. These government people do not have a right torturing or mutilating people's lives or injuring people to try to make them look old, to try to make them look ragged as their way of trying to rip off their land in the future, or them trying to steal their assets or their property or businesses of the future. Those government people need to get prosecuted for their crimes, their actions and activities. They're hitting me in the teeth right there. That snaggletooth shit. They did that snaggletooth shit on my front teeth. Not just in that one spot, they did it across the front of the teeth. It's attempted murder. I'm not your race. I'm not your child. I'm not your property. You're violating the laws of this country. You're violating treasury laws. You're violating anatomy laws. And in reference to the Declaration of Independence, where there are some people in this country that claimed that they didn't like somebody else having nice, beautiful features. So then these people thought they would try to mess up another person's looks. No, that's illegal. Each individual person, the rest of my mouth, each individual person has a right to their own beauty. You don't have a right messing up anybody else's looks because you don't look like them or because they don't look like you. You don't have a right messing up somebody's teeth because their teeth don't look like yours, or your teeth don't look like theirs, or your teeth don't look like mine. You don't have a right damaging my teeth and putting your branding of your race or your fucking religion on any parts of my body. You don't have a right damaging my teeth because you wanted to make up lies to attack or sexually assault or to rape me. You must get prosecuted for your fucking violations. You must get prosecuted for your goddamn crimes. You better quit messing with my mouth. One of these days, somebody's going to mess with yours. When they lock you up or something, government man. When you go to prison for your crimes of treason in America. You better leave my teeth alone, you fucking sick brain freak. You can't seem to comprehend any common sense or any intelligent sense. To mess with my mouth. Intellectual sense. Do you understand that, government man? You need to face the death penalty for your crimes of mutilation. No matter what you fucking think. No matter what level of government you are. Your crimes is treason. Your crimes is violations of my anatomy. Your act of your people violating my mouth and violating my anatomy with your forceful sodomizing with a satellite, or the act of your people trying to sodomize my anatomy with your forceful ways, you must get put on trial for your crimes. And you can face the death penalty for your sex crimes, your dictatorship crimes in America. You do not have a right manipulating or forcing a person into your sexual activity, or raping, or rendering a person unconscious, or injuring a person so you can get your hands on a person to sexually assault them. You face death penalty or life in prison, motherfuckers. And the fact that you're messing with my mouth when I'm talking, you're hitting me in the mouth with your satellite transmissions, you're trying to move my tongue around, that's attempted murder. And you must get prosecuted for your sex crimes and your manipulations. This country has laws. Your dictatorship or whatever country you came from, this country has its own independence. Which means other countries cannot control the lives of Americans. They cannot control the freedoms of Americans. And reference to the information, don't forget there's laws that people cannot do things in this country. And those laws are very important. And government does not have a right torturing people that speak out against the government. This country has rights. People have rights to speak out against the injustice activities and the criminal activities of government and their abuses. Government is not the almighty power of this country, government man. And you don't have a right trying to turn this country into a communist country with your goddamn tricks or your lies or your fucking manipulations. And you should get tried for treason, and you should get prosecuted, and you should end up in prison for the rest of your fucking lives, you fucking terrorists, thieves. And all the DNA information of every politician has to be on public record so everybody knows exactly what race they are or what mix of race they are and exactly what religion they are and where they came from.